What do you think, a teacher will answer a child that is in primary school what to do when it is in university? Huh? What do you think? Huh? Here the students ask, they haven't even reached samatha, yeah? And they ask already what to do next. Huh? How do I do a super? How do I do this, yeah? First get the mind calm. Huh? You already want to know what, huh? And then the next question is, what am I going to do when I'm liberated, huh? Huh? What shall I tell you, huh? Nothing. Yeah? Do your practice, yeah? Get the mind calm, yeah? Until it doesn't want to get out. Huh? It's useless, if you don't have a sharp knife to cut down the tree of greed and hate. And it's not only a small tree. It has grown for billions of lives, yeah? What do you think how big it is? Yeah? And just when the knife is a little bit sharp, you want to start, yeah? No, you really get into samadhi, until you're completely satisfied, yeah? Until your batteries are completely, fully recharged, yeah? But what you do, yeah, you get out of samadhi, you're so happy, and you start thinking how wonderful it was, yeah? So you waste all your energy in thoughts. Huh? It's just like, you have a motorbike or you have a car and it, it doesn't have any gasoline in it, then you fill it up at the next gas station, yeah? And then you think, that's great, and while you're waiting, to get in the car, the kilesas take the car, and run out the gasoline, yeah? Then you have to fetch the car again, yeah? And bring it to the gas station, yeah? And then you're so happy that you filled up the car, and then you let the kilesas take over, and let it run, they go for a fun drive, yeah? Thinking, talking, yeah? That's a fun drive of the kilesas, daydreaming, yeah? That's not the purpose of our samadhi practice, yeah? When we get out of samadhi, when our mind is concentrated, we don't stop, yeah? From the morning we get up, we don't stop until the night, we go to sleep. Just 15 minutes or 20 minutes of talking, will ruin the next 2 or 3 hours of your meditation, because you think about what you should have said, why the other person said this and so on, yeah? It's not useful, yeah? But you have to learn yourself, yeah? I know there are silent retreats. I don't make a silent retreat because, people here at the university level, they should know what to do and what not to do, yeah? Learning how to be responsible, yeah? All these, trains our energy. Yeah? It was so tough, and then we start thinking about this and thinking about that. Yeah? There's no tougher work than the work of meditation, yeah? And you will see it, yeah? And the mind doesn't want to, after 1 hour, it doesn't want to stay on the Buddha or on the breath. It wants to think, yeah? And that's where we need our effort, to put our effort in, and then just pull it back, just pull it back, just pull it back. That's where we get results. Yeah? So many people sitting in the back, yeah? They don't want, just like in school, the people who are not interested in what the teacher says, always sit in the back. Huh? What is it? Are you so tired, you don't look that old, huh? Do you understand what I'm saying, huh? In the back. Yeah? Really? So it's all about samatha for the moment, yeah? Reaching the calm, reaching the stage where thoughts, memories stop. And they stop. Because we're not interested in it, yeah? I mean, thoughts and memories don't come up if you're not interested, yeah? We have to be interested in the Buddha, or we have to be interested in its breath. Yeah? And 100% interest is 100% concentration. Huh? We sit down, we are interested in the breath, and we are gone. Huh? If you're 100% interested. 1, 2, 3, gone. Yeah? That can happen. But we are not interested. We are interested in all these side effects, yeah? Huh? What happens? What kind of feelings arise? What is this, Oh, And it's the kilesas who bring up. Oh, that's, I've never seen that. Oh, I haven't remembered that for a long time, and so on and so on. And we are not really with our Buddha, or we are not really with the breath. We are all, Huh? It's just like our kids, bring constantly this to us and ask, Mom, what is that? Mom, what is that? Mom, can you explain this? Can you explain that? Huh? And of course we comply, and yes, this is this, this is that, yeah? And that's the same with the kilesas. The kilesas are just like nagging children, yeah? Constantly pulling at our skirt, yeah? I want this, I want that, I don't like this, I don't like that. Mom, what is this? Mom, what is that? Huh? You remember when you were young? Huh? Constantly bothering, yeah? And that is the kilesas, yeah? Constantly bothering us, yeah? Be interested in the breath, be interested in the Buddha, and you're gone. Yeah? You can reach instantly appana samadhi. Yeah? But you have to train it not to be interested in whatever arises. Yeah? No matter if there's a feeling arising, yeah? Make a note of it and go back to the Buddha. Yeah? Don't worry about it. They arise and they cease. Yeah? I mean, it's their own nature. It's just like, just like asking me, why is the cloud there? Yeah? Why is it a white cloud? Why is it a dark cloud? Why is the rain coming out? And so on. Yeah? It just happens on its own. Yeah? I mean, samatha is of utmost importance. Yeah? When somebody came, to see Lungta Mahaboa, yeah, and told him, because he was coming from the States, and told him, the people there only do vipassana or only, focus on panya, and they think, sila is not so important and samadhi is not so important. Then he just replied, they are fools. I mean, how can you do panya if you don't have sati? Yeah? How can you develop something, if you don't understand something? Yeah? Panya is the same thing, it doesn't happen very often nowadays. When you think about, 100 years ago in the 1920s, where all these physicists were, yeah? Who discovered so many things, yeah? What did they do? They set up an experiment and observed, what is happening. Huh? And if they observed it, from the beginning to the end, then they understood. Yeah? If the experiment was 3 or 4 hours long, and they were running to the toilet. They had to start the experiment over again because they didn't catch what is happening. And that's with us. From the beginning to the end, we have to understand. Yeah? So we have to be focused on the same thing. Yeah? No matter if it is now the Buddha or the breath, or later with investigation, if it is the body part. Yeah? We have to focus on it and focus on it. Yeah. Huh? I mean, for people, Vipassana is, making a tour through the body. Now I'm interested in this, now I'm interested in that. That's not Vipassana. That's just, our daily way, of working with our smartphones, yeah? Looking at the website, this goes on, this is this link, that link, this link, that link, this link, that link, yeah? I mean, that's the normal way of the mind, yeah? I mean, we have to educate the mind, we have to train the mind to stay put. You understand that? To stay put at one thing, huh? And that is so tough, yeah? But we can do it if we want to, yeah? And that's what is giving results, I mean, I compare it, I compare the samatha, samadhi, with, digging a hole, yeah? I mean, you have a shovel. If you dig at the same spot, there will be a hole. That's the result of our work. But if you dig here, it's too difficult, then let's dig at another place. It's so difficult, then dig under another place because it's too difficult. There will never be a hole. Yeah? Yesterday I had a hole, and then you look for the hole, but the hole is gone. Huh? If you don't dig, you don't get a hole. Huh? If you don't concentrate on the Buddha or on the breath, you don't get results. Thinking, constantly correcting your sitting position, that is, looking for another hole. Doing this, thinking, I have to do this, I have to do this. Huh? Or controlling the breath, I have to control the breath, has to be very calm. No, that's not. We are observing. Remember that. Just observing. How is the breath at the moment? I mean, if it is rough, then it is rough, yeah? If it is coarse, then it is coarse. If it is deep, then it is deep. If it is shallow, then it is shallow. For us, it is, only to know, yeah? And not interfere with it, yeah? It's just like observers, who observe an election, yeah? I mean, they go inside, the election room where the people vote, and then observe what the people are doing, yeah? And then what is happening, with the votes that they put into the machine, yeah? And then observe the people who count the votes. They don't interfere with the process. Yeah? So we don't interfere with the breath. We just observe what is happening. And that is the key to success. Yeah? Not making the breath like this, making the breath like that. We always like to do it, yeah? Just like we try to make our partner do this or behave like that. Does it work out, huh? Every one of you, it knows, it doesn't work out. Why don't you behave like this, yeah? And the partner should reply, do it yourself and see how difficult it is. Huh? We are so easy to tell other people how to behave correctly, yeah? Why don't we do it ourselves, yeah? Because then, once we do it ourselves, we don't have to correct others, yeah? If we are happy and satisfied within ourselves, we are happy with other people, yeah? If we're not happy, of course, we don't like this, we dislike all these things, the other people do or say, yeah? So remember that very well, digging the hole, yeah? Huh? Don't change, the place, even if there are big stones, one day there are big stones, another day, there's just some soft earth, it's easier. And it will be always, like that. Yeah? Some days, it's more difficult, other days it is easier. Yeah? And then people say, oh, yesterday was so easy, today is so difficult, let's wait tomorrow. Huh? When it is difficult, that's when we learn. Yeah? When it's easy, we don't learn anything. Huh? Only when it gets really tough, when every Buddha or every attention on the breath is so difficult, that's when we really learn, and that's when we really take fruit in our practice. Yeah? That's when we fight the kilesas who don't want to concentrate. Yeah? Is that understood? Huh? Yeah? Oh, so hard, so hard. Do you want to find happiness? Huh? What do you think, your life isn't easy as a lay person, huh? You go to work every day, yeah? To earn money, huh? And you have to put up with so many situations, yeah? And then, you try, to find some happiness within your heart, and then you instantly give up, huh? You do the same thing, when the work gets tough, yeah? You give up? No, you need the money. Huh? No? Yeah? That's why we need to do the work, yeah? If we don't do the work, we don't get results. Yeah? And the most important thing is, observing what is happening. Yeah? How is the breath at this moment? How is the Buddha at this moment? Yeah? Is it the beginning of the Buddha? Is it the middle of the Buddha? Is it the end of the Buddha? Is it the next Buddha? Yeah? Is it the beginning of the in-breath? Is it the middle of the in-breath, or is it the end of the in-breath? And now does it change from the in-breath to the out-breath? Yeah? 100% interest in it, yeah? It's 100% concentration. Yeah? And if you think you're concentrated, you're not yet concentrated. Yeah? The moment you start seeing all your seeing all your unawareness, that's when you start to get concentrated. Yeah? If our concentration reaches 50% of the times we are with the Buddha or with the breath, then we suddenly see all the time that we are unaware. As long as we see, oh, I'm so concentrated, you haven't even reached 20 or 30%. And 70% of the time, the mind still does what it wants to. Huh? So, you need to put a little bit more effort in your practice, yeah? Now, how is it going, huh? Mango. You're doing it every day, huh? You Penang, huh? And come to the retreats, and when they go back home, everything was forgotten, huh? Oh. It's like, planting a tree, For 10 days, we care very much about it. We put it in the earth, we put the water, and then after 10 days, we go back home, forget about the tree, and the next year we come back, of course it's dead. Huh? And that is the tree, of our meditation, yeah? We do it for 10 days, and then we go back in the world, forget everything about meditation, yeah? And then in the next year, there was something, we need to go back, yeah? The tree is dead, yeah? We have to start all over again, yeah? And that is something that we have to be aware of, yeah? Some people, call themselves, I'm an advanced meditator. There's no advanced meditator. We are all beginners. Because we all do the same thing. Yeah? From the moment, we start our practice until the final moment, where we gain release from dukkha. Because we concentrate on the object. So how can there be advanced meditators? Huh? It's only in our mind. I'm an advanced meditator, I don't listen to the basic instructions. Huh? There is no such thing. Huh? I mean, read the biography of Lungta Mahabodhi or listen to what he says, I mean, at the stage of anagami, of non-returner, and even after, after he defeated moha, yeah, he still had to return to the Buddha. Buddha. Huh? At that advanced stage, yeah? So, there's no advanced meditator. There's an experienced meditator and an unexperienced meditator. That's all. An experienced meditator has it easier to keep focus on the object that he's investigating or on the object of calm. Yeah? But there's no advanced practice. Huh? Get it into your mind, yeah? Oh, I'm meditating for 20 years, Somebody, can sit for just 10 days and is much better than you. Yeah? Because it just takes off, where his last life, where he stopped in his last life. Yeah? So forget about this advancement, yeah? I mean, there's no advancement. We always do the same thing from the start of our practice. I mean, when we do calm meditation, we observe, the breath at the tip of the nose, yeah? Or the Buddha, yeah? And when we do investigation, we concentrate, on the liver or on the skin or on the hair or whatever, yeah? That's it. From the beginning, we start our practice until the final deliverance. Huh? We don't start to concentrate on paticca samuppada, yeah, or other things, yeah. We still do the same thing. That's why it's so boring, yeah. That's why we like to, to think about this, think about that, yeah. Well, like in the Maya Society tradition, the 7 stages of enlightenment, yeah, or the 7, what is it? The 7 coaches to enlightenment, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to understand. It's some arahants talking to each other, yeah. Are we arahants? Can we understand what is going on in their mind, yeah? Huh? Forget about it. I told you this morning, I mean, when you really start on practice, all the things that you need to know is what you have to do. And then you have to walk, yeah? Observe the breath, observe the object of investigation, yeah? That's all. What we can use, of course, is anicca, anatta, dukkha, yeah? There's dukkha, yeah? And dukkha drives us mad, yeah? We always try to escape dukkha. Yeah? No? Eat something, escaping dukkha. Yeah? Sleep, escaping dukkha. Oh? Watching TV, escaping dukkha. Looking at one's smartphone, escaping dukkha. No? You don't even know why you're doing the things that you're doing. I mean, if you're aware, before you open your smartphone, yeah, how is your feeling? Then it is feeling of dukkha. It's dissatisfaction. How can you ever be aware of what is going on with you, what ticks with you, I mean, if you don't look, yeah? Before you open your mouth, I mean, you have to look, what is going on in your heart. Huh? Yeah. And that's where we see our laziness. Yeah? No. Just let's do, yeah? Let's talk, let's do. Not knowing why we are doing the things that we are doing. Not knowing, we don't even look at the results of our own doing. Huh? We just do it. Yeah? Out of a habit. Yeah? Out of a programmed habit. Yeah? When we sit in meditation, when there's pain, we get up, it has become a habit. Huh? Oh, so painful. Huh? When you sit in front of your TV and watch an interesting movie, you can sit for 2 hours, yeah? There's no pain, huh? Or if you fly far away, sitting in, this cramped airplane, for 5, 6, 7 hours, there's no dukkha, because you have all these magazines, or these movies going on, yeah? Why is there only dukkha, when you sit in meditation? Huh? It's a dukkha of concentrating, because the kilesas don't like it. Yeah? They don't like, because they tell you it's boring, yeah? But actually, it is undermining their power, and that is all our objective, in the practice. Undermining the power of the kilesas, yeah? And yet, yeah, just like I said, yesterday, I'm just like zombies walking through this world, yeah? Not knowing what they're doing, it's just, yeah? Not being aware of what is driving us, the driving force, huh? What is driving you to do this? What is driving you to do that? Huh? Not being aware of it, just thinking everybody around us acts the same way, yeah? Everybody around us is just like a zombie, just like we are. So we are not worried. Huh? Huh? Nibbana is called the unconditioned. Yeah? You heard of it? Epitaph of Nibbana, the unconditioned, or the extinguished. Yeah? Dukkha is extinguished. Yeah? The fire that drives us is extinguished. Yeah? Or the unconditioned. Yeah? Just like I said yesterday, the 15 years it took us to program this body, yeah? And then we put it on autopilot, that is zombie-like, yeah? And then we just, yeah, no matter what, we just walk, then we talk, and then we eat, then we sleep, Autopilot, we are not aware of it, yeah? Awareness comes in, yeah? And that's why I said, it's not mindfulness, yeah? Sati is not mindfulness, sati is awareness. Being aware of what is going on in one's heart. Yeah? Mindfulness is the mind is full of one thing, yeah? If it's correct mindfulness. It's full of this one thing and it doesn't know anything else. Sati is mind emptiness. It is aware of what is going on in the heart. Got that? An empty mind. Wouldn't that be nice? Huh? That is completely free, that sees what is going on. If there's the intention to think, if there's an intention to feel, yeah? If the heart wants to go out there or go out there, yeah? That is what is mind emptiness. Knowing what is going on within one's citta or in one's heart, yeah? And that's what we train, yeah? And samadhi is the training of this sati, yeah? Sati doesn't come, on its own. It needs to be trained. Yeah? And samatha is the training of, first of all, concentration, and through the concentration and through the observance of the object, we train this knowingness of the object, yeah? If you're just mindful of the Buddha, Buddha, you don't know how the Buddha is. Because your mind is full of Buddha, or the mind is full of breath. You don't know how the breath is. Is it subtle? Is it at its height? Is it there? Yeah? That is how we train mind, how we train sati. Yeah? And if there is sati, there are no kilesas. The kilesas have no place in sati. Yeah? But the kilesas have lots of places in mindfulness. They constantly can disturb us. But if there is sati, there is no disturbance of the kilesas because they are pushed outside. Yeah? It's a space where they can't enter. Yeah? It's a space where nothing can enter. No ghosts, no demons, nothing. Yeah? There's just sati. And that is what we need to train, so. Samadhi, training of samadhi is not an option. Yeah? I talk very often about it, especially for the Westerners who think, the only thing that relieves us from dukkha is panya. Yeah? But panya is not knowledge. Panya is wisdom. And have you heard, of the word common wisdom? And how does common wisdom develop? Through experience. Yeah? We cannot learn with books, wisdom. We can acquire knowledge. And this knowledge doesn't help us in a lot of situations, as you might have noticed through your life. Yeah? Even if we know it doesn't help us. Yeah? But experience can help us. Yeah? And that's what we have to learn. But if we are walking through our life like zombies, we don't gather any experience. Because we are not aware of what we are doing and what is the result of our doing. How can we gather experience? Huh? It's just following the trend, yeah? Just following our kilesas. Yeah? The CEO, yeah? The head is fast asleep while the kilesas give him all the papers to sign. I'm tired, okay, sign. Then I go to sleep. I'm hungry, I eat. Yeah, they sign. The CEO doesn't even read, what is, presented to him. He just said, oh yeah, you're the kilesas, you must be right, okay, sign. Yeah? And if the CEO resists and said no, nothing happens. Huh? If the kilesas tell you, I want to go to sleep, and the CEO says no, then the kilesas cannot go to sleep. Huh? And if the kilesas tell you, I'm hungry, and the CEO says, no, I'm not eating, then the kilesas can't eat. You have to understand one thing. The kilesas are persuasive. They have only a persuasive power, and that is immense. Huh? Normally, if you don't follow their persuasive power, they induce some pain and some this discomfort or this restlessness, so that you will sign, in the end you will sign. But if you resist it, they can't do anything. That is the power that we have. Yeah? But we gave it all up. Yeah? Like some women, give up all the power, to their husband. Yeah? And then he decides what the wife is going to do, or what the children is going to do. Yeah? We have given up our power over a long period of time. Yeah? And now we have to regain it. And as I told you this morning, it's not easy. Somebody, who has had the power for such a long time, just think of your president or, the king, he won't resign on its own if he's not forced. Huh? So we have to force him to resign. Yeah? We have to undermine its authority. Yeah? And we can do that only slowly and slowly and slowly. Yeah? Cut off this leg, cut off that leg, cut off all the million legs that he has, yeah? Until he has no leg to stand on, and then he has to resign. Yeah? That's our practice, yeah? Looks tough, it's tough, but, the moment, we start working on it, it's okay. It's just work. Just like we do everyday work, we go to the factory or go to the office, and just, sit our work off, 8 hours, whatever it is, in the evening we come back. It's the same with practice. We just do our work and do our work and do our work until the work is finished. And the work is the same thing, just like in your office or a factory. That's a way. So understand that. It's important to understand it. Don't fool yourself. The important thing is samadhi. Developing sati. Just like my master said, sati panya. Sati panya is a power that is like a nuclear weapon that can destroy all the kilesas. If there's no sati, panya will not be developed. So we have to be aware of what we are doing, why we are doing, what the result is. That's why, as yesterday suggested, do the daily reflection. Know what you are doing and know what you were thinking this morning when you woke up. Because it might color all your day. And then what did you do then? And what did you do then? And even, when you're practicing here, it is much easier. When you go back home, and you have an office day, so many things happen. It's much more difficult. So learn it here, train it here, within the few days that you have. Train it, and also look at the beginning of your meditation, what was the state of your mind, and then the end of, why did I get up? Why did I stop walking? What made me stop walking? And then you see the power of the kilesas, You see more and more and more, until you get fed up, and said, now I'm going to fight, Slave drivers. You like to be a slave? You like to be a slave? Well, if I ask you like this, of course you don't want to be a slave. But when you look at the slaves, in America, or when you look at the slaves, all over the world, every kind of major civilization had slaves, Why didn't they revolt? It was too painful. Cut their legs, whatever, these 10 fetters, That's how they, slave us to this world, enslave us in this world. The 10 fetters, the fetter of doubt, the fetter of Silabhata Paramasya, not keeping the 5 precepts, the fetter of attaching to the Buddha, and that's how they keep us, and all these other things, If you don't want to be a slave for the rest of your life, then you have to fight for your freedom. They always promise us, the kilesas always promise us, if you do this, you will be happy. If you will do that, you will be happy. Don't we know that, If you get this, you will be happy, And? Do they keep their promises, No? So why do we still believe them, Why do we still believe them, if a friend lies to us 3 times, we start to disbelieve him. But the kilesas lied for us for so many billions of lives, and we still believe them, Because they always promise us something nice, And we always fall for the same tricks. We have to understand the tricks of the kilesas. Don't fall for them. If I have enough money, I will be happy. Now look at the people who have enough money. Are they happy? They are constantly worried that they lose their money. How can they be happy? Or they have 1 million and then they need the next million, Huh? And then the next, and then the next. They can't get enough, because greed has no end. Even if they have billions, they still need another billion. How can that be happy? Huh? You think you will stop when you have 1 million? No. You want more, 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 more. That's all our life. We want more, 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 more. We can't stop. There's no end. For greed, there is no end. The moment we give in, we want more. Only if we refrain from giving in, then we can stop it. And that's why it is a hard fight. We have to fight for freedom. Every inch. Keeping us in the prison of the 10 fetters, keeping us in the prison of the 31 realms of existence. So we have to fight our way out. And when you look at the biography of all these Ajahns from the forest tradition, all the disciples of Lumpur Man, they all had to fight. Very tough. Sitting, sitting on the path of a tiger, to fight fear. Sitting at the edge of a cliff, to fight tiredness. Going in haunted places, to fight fear. Going in isolated places and to fight loneliness. Whatever they choose, they had to fight this. And you think you just sit there and you overcome everything? Nice thought, Nice wishful thinking, It's really a fight, And the first fight that you can do here is fight for samadhi, Fight for the calmness of the mind, The other things are difficult. Why do you think, the monks have so many rules, each rule, takes away something, some sense, some sense gratification from the world, And it cuts down, and cuts down, and cuts down, And then, that is not even enough, then the Lord Buddha, devised, 13 Tudankas, ascetic practices, Even, to bring up the kilesas even more, Because one can live very happily as a monk, even within the rules, there's no problem. After a while, you get used to it, and you feel happy, And then, the Tudankas, the ascetic practices kick in, They bring up the anger of the kilesas because they don't want, They want to have new clothes, and then you only decide, just to have clothes, from discarded cloth, Or you want to have a meal twice a day, and then you decide, now I have just one meal a day, It's one of the ascetic practices. Or just eating from one's bowl, not having all these side dishes, Just put everything inside the bowl, That's also an ascetic practice, Remember, when I came home to my mother one day, after seven pansa, after 7 years, she was putting everything in my bowl, and then she wanted to put some cake, and there was some curry, do I have to put that cake in the curry? Say, it's all coming together in the stomach anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that's how normally people react, when everything is put together. How can we eat that? It's still food, the stomach doesn't matter, It doesn't mind, what kind of food. It's only the tongue that minds, Mixed flavors on the tongue, it doesn't like it, It wants this flavor, and then after that it wants that flavor, and then it wants that flavor, But the stomach, it comes all together in the stomach, don't it? So these are the ascetic some of the ascetic practices. Yeah? Not lying down to to sleep. Yeah, is one of the ascetic practices, and so on. Yeah, just to bring up the kilesas. Yeah, I mean, if you don't bring up the kilesas, we don't see them. I mean, if you practice at home, I mean, you're tired, you eat something, you drink something. Yeah, but if you go to a monastery, yeah. I mean, where there's the food in the morning and there's panna in the afternoon, and you have only water, to drink during the day. I mean, you feel very uncomfortable. Huh? You get really itchy. You want to get out, oh, let me buy this, let me buy that, and so on and so on. Yeah? That's where you see the kilesas working up. Yeah? When you're back at your home, the kilesas won't work up. Yeah? Because you have everything around you in comfort. Yeah? And comfort is the kilesas. Yeah? They love it. They love comfort. Air conditioning. Yeah? Oh, it's so hot, it's so hot. What is heat? What is cold? Investigating this. Yeah? What is hunger? What is thirst? Yeah? I mean, that's where we start to investigate. Yeah? Sitting at home in your cushion, I mean, it's so comfortable. Yeah? And that's why people, don't like to be at a monastery, because, yeah. And then at the night, when they're in the kuti alone, there are so many strange sounds, yeah? And then fear comes up, a lot of fear comes up. Maybe it's a ghost, maybe it's this, maybe it's a snake, maybe it's a rat, yeah? That's where you see the kilesas. Yeah? At home you don't see them, because you follow them. Yeah? If you refrain from them, if you give them a hard time, that's where they come up. Yeah? And that's the way, and that's why, the Lord Buddha devised, or gave us the 13 Tathagatas. Yeah? I mean, he said you can do it for a while, until you see them coming up. You didn't say everybody has to do it. Yeah? They are optional. Yeah? But when you look at the forest tradition, most of them do it. Mostly all of them. Yeah? Lumpur Man nearly did all of them. Yeah? So you still think, sitting on your cushion now, you can gain enlightenment? Huh? It's a tough work. I mean, what you can gain here is, really putting the mind to rest. That's, you can do here. Yeah? And if you put some effort, you can do it even at home. Yeah? Putting the mind to rest. Yeah? I mean, doing all this investigation, will be very difficult, if you don't live alone, Because the body investigation brings up a lot of hate, a lot of irritation that goes easily out, So I do have to warn people all the time, I mean, once the fruit of a super practice, seeing the loathsomeness of the body kicks in, a lot of irritation, comes up. Sometimes we even want to throw up, because we see something that we don't like to see. But you will never throw up, Be rest assured, Even though you have the feeling, you won't throw up. But irritation comes up, and that is a sign that it kicks in, If it doesn't come up, you just play around, It's worthless. Any kind of investigation, if the kilesas are not kicked up, in terms of greed and anger, I mean, it's worthless. It's just thinking. Yeah, understood? Huh? I'll talk about it, but first of all you have to do the samatha, I mean, when I look at you, I mean, There's no calmness yet in your mind, huh? We have to develop, the sati, yeah? And as I said, 100% interest is 100% concentration. Yeah? Think about something, where you easily get interest and put that in your meditation. Huh? Some of you might have a hobby where they easily get lost in the hobby. Just put that interest that you have in this hobby, think about this hobby, and then put this interest, shift this interest onto the Buddha or on the breath. Yeah? We need to do some tricks, yeah? Yeah? Also, when you feel tired, think about something that is exciting, and once you get all the energy back, then put that in the breath or in the Buddha, yeah? A monk doesn't go to sleep when he's tired. He only goes to sleep when he's not tired. And he falls instantly asleep. Instantly. When I trained, I normally went, I put my head and the head wasn't on the pillow yet and gone. Yeah? When I was tired, you can't fall asleep easily. Huh? You realize that? You notice that? Yeah? But when you really, when the body is exhausted, the head doesn't even touch a pillow and it's already fast asleep. Yeah? So a monk's training is pretty tough, yeah? Why does he do it? To fight the kilesas, to get liberation, yeah? From his slave driver, yeah? From his master, yeah? That's why we have to do it. Yeah? So we normally don't go to sleep. If our practice kicks in, we don't go to sleep when we are tired. We just go to sleep, at the moment we feel okay, poops, and we're gone. Very different training, yeah? Think about it, just tell you a few things, yeah? Just to know, for you to know, yeah? Tiredness is not the tiredness of the body, it's the tiredness of the mind to keep attention onto the Buddha, on the breath, huh? That's the tiredness, huh? When you really feel tired, just try it out, yeah? When you really feel tired, you do your practice, yeah? Just watch an interesting movie and you will be going the whole night. Huh? So are you tired or not? Huh? Ask yourself that. Huh? How is it possible, that you suddenly get awake, if you watch an interesting movie or read an interesting article on your smartphone? Yeah? That means you're not tired. You weren't really tired. Yeah? Okay. Life is not easy, yeah? Get interested, just like I said, use a few tricks, yeah? Huh? And get you interested. 100% interest is 100% concentration. Yeah? It took Ajahn, about 2.5 years to get really concentrated. But then, 1, 2, 3 and gone. Each time sitting down, 1, 2, 3, gone. 1, 2, 3, gone. 1, 2, 3, gone. Yeah? But it was tough. It was really tough. Yeah? I wouldn't let the mind get off onto another subject. Yeah? When it wasn't with the Buddha, or I used the breath, when it wasn't with the breath, I wouldn't let it. Yeah? I wouldn't let it go think this, I wouldn't let it go think that. 2.5 years, yeah? Training. Huh? Huh? Even when I was working, when I was working, of course I couldn't do it, but the moment I get off work, yeah, get off work, yeah, I was doing it back. Yeah. It's possible, but we have to put a lot of effort, yeah. And everybody around me, why do you put so much effort in it? I said, I have to do it. Yeah? I want it, yeah. If you want something, and we do really have to want it, if you want a peace of mind, you have to put a lot of effort in it. Huh? Huh? Well, you can call it obsession, it doesn't matter, yeah? I mean, we need these kilesas that desire something really, really hard, yeah? For us to drive, yeah? For us to motivate us, to go for it, yeah? And if I see somebody else, who can do it, then I certainly tell myself, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it, yeah? And I had a good teacher in the beginning, yeah? So, you have any questions?